Nichols here with Profits Unlimited. First thing, I'd like to welcome everybody back to our YouTube channel. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, appreciate if you take a minute to take care of that for us. You can also find us on Facebook as well as Apple Podcast and Google Play. So you can find us for a lot of good information, a lot of different places, and help your business, I think, a little bit with some of the information that we have. I think we got something for everybody. Today we're going to talk a little bit about customer retention, customer satisfaction. And I'll tell you what brought this about, quite honestly, was just yesterday I had a few guys sitting in my office, different contractors. And one of the contractors actually brought up the deal. He said, man, I am so mad at such and such because they stole one of my accounts. And I got to thinking about that, and I said, okay, let's look at that for a minute. You're mad at them because they stole your account. Now, I just ask everybody that's watching this video for a minute to ask yourself that same question. Have you ever had that mindset when you lose an account and you say, man, I can't believe they stole that account? Answer that question for me. Have you ever said, I can't believe they stole that account? I think most of us are out there thinking, yes, I have said that. And I used to say that. I haven't said it in many, many years because, there's a lot of reasons why, and I'm just going to cover up a few of the reasons why today. But one day when I said that, I caught myself, saying, I can't believe he stole that account. And as I was pointing that person out, I realized that I had these three fingers right here pointing back at me that says, okay, maybe they got that account from you, but you got three fingers pointing back at you, Wayne. What did you do, number one, to lose the account? But let's back up even a little further than that. What did we do to retain the account? Not when the client calls up and says they're wanting to cancel. But let's look at it from the conception of gaining the account. A lot of times we go out and we sell a customer, and that's the last real contact we have other than providing the service with that client to create the loyalty that comes along with the client retention. We think, my dad used to always tell me, he said, Wayne, what you got to remember in sales is that the sell is the beginning of the relationship with the customer. It's the customer contact after the sell that consummates the relationship. So I would like you to get out of your mind the concept of he stole my account or she stole my account. You gained that account for a reason. What you do from the time you gain the account until you potentially lose that account is up to you. And remember, we got those three fingers pointing back at us, right? That says, okay, I've sold that account, but what am I doing to retain that account? And that's what I challenge everybody watching this video to think about today is what things do you have in place to retain your customers? That's one thing we're going to talk about today. We've got a couple other things we're going to address, but something simply that I know we do here at Wayne's Lawn Service and Profits Unlimited. For you guys that are watching this that have been to my seminars in the past, you know what we use, but we use and want to know what you like or dislike about our service from a lawn and landscaping standpoint. Also from a Profits Unlimited standpoint. We send out evaluation forms both in digital format as well as paper format to our customers to find out. People say, well, I just call everybody. Well, calling everybody or talking to everybody or seeing them while you're on the job site, that certainly is one way to get the information back. But what I found out over the years with our customers is sometimes, verbally, when I'm sitting in front of one of my customers, they won't come out and tell me the bad things we're doing. They'll tell me how great we are for doing some things, but they won't tell me the bad things that we're doing. So I thought, we can't be making everybody this happy. So we thought, let's send something out initially, and this goes back 20 years ago, guys, when we started this. Let's send out an evaluation form to our customers and ask them to complete it and send it back to us. We don't care if they sign it or not. Of course, we'd like to have them sign, right? So we know who the feedback's coming from, so we can address that feedback. But more importantly than who's sending it is, what is their experience with Wayne's Lawn Service? What's their experience with your lawn and landscaping business, or snow and ice management business, or roofing company, or whatever service it is that you're providing? Are you asking your customer for feedback in a format other than just verbal that they may or may not tell you in a verbal situation? So something to, and it's easy now it's so easy to have email addresses, send them a digital evaluation, say, hey, would you mind taking a few minutes to fill this out? There's a lot of formats out there we can use, whether it's Constant Contact or SurveyMonkey, or a lot of them out there. But use something to get that feedback so you don't potentially have that cancellation take place simply because you thought everything was okay. And something else quickly I'd like to talk a minute about is what's more important to you? I want you to think about this a second. It goes certainly along the lines with, customer retention, but it almost falls in, or it does fall into a lot of other categories. But what's more important to you? Customer loyalty or customer satisfaction? What's more important? Customer loyalty or customer satisfaction? I want you to think about that a second. Because initially, you get the mindset, you say, well, customer satisfaction is important. Certainly is. Customer loyalty is important. Certainly is. But what's more important of the two? If you had to pick one, what would you say is the most important for your business? Customer loyalty or customer satisfaction? If you got to pick one, which one would it be? I'm going to give you my opinion on it and why. And it doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. You can have a completely different opinion, and you might say, man, customer loyalty is the most important thing, or customer satisfaction is the most important thing, and here's why. But my answer to that question is customer loyalty is the most important thing. And here's my reasoning why I think loyalty is more important than satisfaction. Yeah, we got to have satisfied customers. But as your company continues to grow and you're no longer just dealing with 20 or 30 or 40 or 100 or 200 customers, when you start doing a larger volume of customers, you're going to have people, certainly, that you can't satisfy, right? You've probably run into that now, even if you've got a very small company. Sometimes backflips on somebody's front porch just isn't enough, right? I've run into that. You've probably run into that. But the reason that I think loyalty is more important than satisfaction, I simply go back to this question right here. How many times has the phone rang and you pick it up and you're sitting there talking on the phone and it's a customer that you've had for whether it's 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years, and the first thing they want to tell you is, hey, Wayne, you guys are doing a great job, but. Have you ever heard that? Or you're out taking care of the property and they walk up to you and say, hey, Mike or Susie or whatever, you guys are doing a great job, but. And they fill in the blank, right? I've got a friend that's lost a job and now her husband's going to do landscaping. Or they fill the but in, the blank in, with a reason of why they're firing you, why they're going to stop service. You guys, how many times haven't you heard, well, you guys are a larger service and I got a new guy that I'm trying to help him establish. And I'm thinking, all right, well, I understand that, but I don't understand it. Just because we've grown our company doesn't mean we want you to cancel just so you can help somebody else new start. I've grown my company, I've hired people, I've bought trucks, I've bought equipment. I need your business like they need your business. So that's why I look at it from customer satisfaction, although it's very important. Customer loyalty is the most important thing. You know, why is that customer going to be loyal to you or me? Because we've always had satisfied customers that have fired us. So that's why at Profits Unlimited and Wayne's Lawn Service, I look at it from the standpoint of loyalty is more important than customer satisfaction. We got to have satisfied customers. We got to have loyal customers. But if I can, what can I do to create more loyalty? And what I can do as a business owner to create more loyalty to my business, and what can you do to create additional loyalty from your customers to your business? It's the little things. You know, it's the Vince Lombardi things. And I don't know how many of you guys have ever read anything from Vince Lombardi. You know, Green Bay Packers coach, right? You don't have to be a Green Bay Packer fan to appreciate Vince Lombardi. But what I'll tell you that I've seen with him and what I've read with him, he started football practice off every day with professional football players. He walked into practice holding a football and said, "Gentlemen, this is a football." And I'm sure to some extent that insulted their intelligence and their egos and certainly their pride on a daily basis. But he said his point was that he wanted to get across to his players is we've got to do the little things different and better than our competitors. If we want to be successful, we got to do the little things better. So how do we translate that into our businesses? That's the question. Certainly tackling's not important necessarily, right? Or throwing the ball or making plays, but setting goals is important, right? Having a plan, a daily plan is important, and looking at the little things we can do to create that customer loyalty. And one of the little things we can do, or a few of the little things that we can do, is speak to our customers when we see them, use an evaluation form, get their feedback. And, you know, don't blame somebody else because you lose a customer. It's not your competitor's fault. It's easy, right? It's easy to say, that daggone Mike and Susie and Billy and Janie, I just hate those guys. Man, they've stolen 10 of my accounts this year. Remember, next time you say that, as you're pointing them out and saying that, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you saying, hey, maybe they got the account now, right? But what did you do to retain that account from the time you sold that account? But just remember, it's the little things after the sale that consummate that relationship and keep that customer loyal to your business. Don't get mad at your competitor. Don't get mad at yourself. But look at yourself and say, what can I do different and better with my customers that are left to help them be more loyal to my customers? That's what we need to think about. I hope that made sense. I know it's a very short video, but like I said, the impetus for this video came from some guys sitting in my office just yesterday complaining because somebody had stole one of their accounts. Don't be mad at your competitor. Look at yourself and say, what can I do with my existing customer base to keep them more loyal to me? And what can you do to keep your customers loyal to you? Have a great day. Look forward to talking to you guys here soon. We got additional videos coming out. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let me know what you think. You can find us again on Apple Podcast or Google Play. Find us, listen to us, give me your feedback, let me know what you think, and remember, profit is not a dirty word.